I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Business School. I wanted to take a second to talk to you guys about a company that you have asked me about a lot. And I figured a good time to cover it will be on the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. Now, the company that I'm going to discuss very quickly here is a company called Beyond Meat. Now, Beyond Meat has really done some really interesting things in the I don't even want to call it the burger industry or whatever. I mean, I guess you could still be technically called a burger if you're not made out of meat. But they really got something special here. The company has since its IPO shot up like a rocket. I woke up this morning and I noticed that my shares that I bought, I think I bought maybe 15, 20 shares in the company. Not a ton, but enough to be there, enough to be a part of the price movement. And I think I know I've made a massive ROI on the shares that I purchased, and so far Beyond Meat has been an extraordinary investment. A lot of people are making money off the company. It's been a pretty nice situation for those who jumped in. Now, the one challenge with Beyond Meat though is that there are some people who speculate that the price is way too high. It's now trading actually 6 times more than its IPO price. According to Market Watch, the company, which is a maker of plant-based meat products, they have actually launched Beyond Beef, or its new ground Beyond Beef. I don't know what that means, which pushed the price higher. They've released, let's see, they want their meat to taste like tacos, Bolognese sauce, and more. In addition to hamburgers, it's made of a combination of pea, mung bean, and rice proteins. A 4-ounce service carries 20 grams of protein, according to Beyond Meat. And the chairman or the CEO of the company is Ethan Brown. The new product will be available at select stores this week and will be rolled out to, I guess, through Whole Foods and the supermarket chain Albertsons and Kroger's and Safeway, among others. So the product is interesting, it's strong, it's revolutionary. It's got good distribution. It's really being pushed out there to the public. And so a lot of people think that this is going to be a game changer. A lot of people think that Beyond Meat is going to be a company that will dominate its industry. A lot of people feel that Beyond Meat is actually going to do something that could really possibly justify this incredibly high stock price, which is expand the market significantly. One of the concerns I have is that I'm not a big fan or a big believer in these mega massive super trendy IPOs. It really worries me a little bit as an economist, because you wonder if you're sitting on something that could become tantamount to a Ponzi scheme. Mainly where it's like a financial version of musical chairs, where whoever gets left holding the bag when the recession finally hits, and it will hit. There is a recession coming at some point. I can predict it as clearly as you can predict that it's going to rain. The only difference is that nobody knows exactly when it's going to rain a lot of times. Well, maybe they do, sort of, kind of, but not really. Like, nobody sort of knows exactly which days there's going to be rain. At least you can predict, say, 6 months in advance, like it's going to rain on this particular day, right? So nobody knows exactly when or how the recession is going to make itself seen. But one thing that you do know for sure, and write this down, a recession is coming. There is always a recession coming. It doesn't mean that the world's falling apart. It just means that there's always a recession coming. So the question I have for myself is, when the recession hits, what's going to happen to this stock? These are what they call high price earnings multiple stocks, which are what they call growth stocks. Growth stocks are companies where you're betting big that the company's expected massive growth level is going to manifest itself in the way you expect. So it's a lot like, betting $1 billion on Zion Williams's rookie year, betting $1 billion that he's going to become the next LeBron James, or he's going to become, an NBA All-Star. Well, that's a risky bet, because what happens is that any little piece of information that comes out about Zion's NBA prospects can dramatically affect his value, because he's not like a veteran where he's, his best days are kind of behind him. He's already shown and proved what he can do. His name is already established. You're talking about somebody that's new in the game. So Beyond Meat is the Zion Williamson of stocks, meaning that it is not an established company like a Coca-Cola or a Burger King. It is a company that is brand new industry. A lot of things are going to change. It's going to be nerve-wracking. Now, some of the analysis that I've read, they have analysts out there that will tell you a lot about a company in terms of knowing what you're getting into. A lot of the analysts have told me that, well, not told me directly. Sorry, let me clarify that. What I've picked up from reading the analyst reports is that Beyond Meat is expected to be a major game changer. There's no question about that. That's going to happen, but that does not make it an automatically good investment, especially at the given price. So a price has to be justified by pre-existing cash flow models. And what they have found is that in order for Beyond Meat's price to be justified, at least according to the people at JP Morgan Chase, the company would have to be making about $5 billion a year by the year 2029. Can they make $5 billion a year by 2029? I don't know. They could, right? And in fact, one of the things that makes me believe that they might do this is that I feel like Beyond Meat isn't just a company that's going to do well in its industry. Because it's got a huge first mover advantage. It's kind of marking its territory pretty early, but they may actually expand the size of the industry itself. They're getting a lot of people like me. I love my meat. I ain't gonna lie. I love meat. Meat is cool. I don't want to let go of meat. But when I keep hearing these reviews of how great it tastes, I'm like, oh, well, let me try it out, because most people who eat meat know they shouldn't be eating meat. I'm one of those people. I know I should not be eating meat. So I've actually sat and had conversations with myself to say, if you got Beyond Meat out here and they taste just as good as meat, if they taste just as good as Burger King and McDonald's, why can't you just switch over? Like, what is it that is leading you to feel like you must get your meat from an animal, right? So I think that they're making the beef industry very nervous. I think I've seen lawsuits filed over this issue, like what can you actually refer to as meat and not refer to as meat. It reminds me of when Oprah was telling people that beef was not good for them, and they sued Oprah. I don't know if you guys remember that or not. And so I think that shows that they're nervous. Because they can get a lot of meat eaters switched over, because I'm actually leaning in that direction myself. Now, what I think would be interesting as well, that would also be an interesting game changer, is, can they open up Beyond Meat restaurants all around the world? I mean, like to where they're as consistent and as franchisable and well financed as McDonald's or Burger King or Taco Bell, where they can literally have a Beyond Meat restaurant, on every street. If they do something like that, I could see them going beyond the $5 billion a year mark by 2029. I could see them going 10, 20, $30 billion a year, because major restaurant franchises like the McDonald's and the Burger Kings, are making, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 billion a year, 100 billion a year, some of them, or more. And so that might justify the stock price. So the other factor too is that in order for the Beyond Meat stock price to be justified, their profit margins have to be higher than the industry average. And so it's kind of fascinating. AK Diluted says, I think people are buying before the earnings announcement. Yeah, if they miss the earnings mark, you're going to see a big drop in the price. But I'm not really all that concerned about the earnings this quarter, to be honest with you. I'm more concerned with long-term prospects. So even if the earnings announcement doesn't hit the mark, I invest, for the long haul. So I plan to hold that stock for 10, 20 years. So anyway, that's my thought on Beyond Meat. So when you ask that simple question, is it worth it or not worth it? My answer is that the verdict is out. And there are factors under which it could be worth it. There are factors under which, the models may not be accurate in terms of, like, for example, JP Morgan said when they estimate the company's earnings 10 years from now to be 3.5 billion, and they use I think a 33%, 34% margin, the stock price is justified. But when they start when they start trying to use models with 43% margins or higher margins, they're able to justify an even higher stock price or something like that. But basically, they have to change the numbers in their model to sort of highly exceed the industry average. But the hard part is that it's hard to nail down an industry average for a company like Beyond Meat because they really don't have an industry. They literally are brand new players in a brand new game, and this game could be massive, you know. So it's like comparing Facebook to other social media companies in 2005. Like you really didn't have a point of comparison to even look at in order to decide what this company will be worth. And those are the kinds of companies that become really interesting to watch. So I'm a believer. I own shares in Beyond Meat. I'll probably increase my holdings, especially if the earnings announcement misses the mark. I feel that even if they miss the mark, I think they're still going to hit the mark long term. I think they've really done something special. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on it. Those are my thoughts. By the way, hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button, especially those on the Black Financial Channel and Dr. Boyce TV. Also, I'll be in Chicago next week. So if you want to come to one of my investing seminars, they're 7 hours long. And it's me, you, and a small group of people. And we go through step by step everything you want to know about investing. And I guarantee when you walk out of there, you'll know 10 times more than you learned from a college class, because I've been able to chop it up and break it down into the essentials and blackify it so that it applies to the Black community, specifically issues with our family wealth, intergenerational wealth building. People love it. We had 100% approval last time, so you won't be sorry. And if you are, for any reason, you can get your money back. So that's another guarantee we throw out there. So if you want to come to the investment seminar, go to drboycechicago.com. We'll do it in Los Angeles as well. That's drboycelosangeles.com. Last but not least, allblacknationalconvention.com is when we're having the All Black National Convention in Houston. So I see people asking about other cities, Daytona Beach and Seattle. No plans for those cities right now because I'm not going to do a lot of traveling. And so what I would say is that if you want to meet in person, it's worth the plane ticket. It's worth the trip. And I say this confidently because I know how many people are very, very happy with what we do. So, you know, and if you can't travel, that's fine too. We actually do a digital masterclass every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. We meet and I go through the same lecture series that I do for the live investing seminar. So if you want to join the digital, you can go to drboycemasterclass.com. That's drboycemasterclass.com. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Please hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Have a good day. Talk to you later. Peace.